All right. Welcome everyone to the 9th Townhall of 2025 here at RWA Inc. This month, we're on time with the 28th of August. Last time we were a couple of weeks delayed because we had the product launch of the private investor section, and therefore we ended up having the July one in beginning of August. Now we're back on track. But here today, we're going to listen into, of course, a lot of different news, speaking more about the future, speaking about what's happening in the background, all this stuff that you may not see every day. We can't announce every single action we have while Kevin is in Dubai, and we have other things going on. Like, a lot happens that you may not see, and that is what we're talking about today. So welcome everyone. We'll hand over the microphone to Kevin, our CEO and founder. So thank you, Kevin.
Thank you all for listening in here. And today is truly a special day. Something we have been working on for a lot of months, have finally been, you can say, prepared and ready. And that means that we are, you can say, once again successfully transformed into this extra offering, which is real estate. And we have now a platform that can handle also real estate. And that is a huge play and something we are extremely proud of. We have prepared everything from materials to legal frameworks, all the materials needed to close big real estate developer contracts has been prepared and are ready. And we are now entering very big markets with this, starting with Dubai. We are also implementing a global rollout strategy, and we have structured it as such so we can roll out globally with different account teams, different account management. We are ready to serve not only Dubai developers, but global demand for our great technology. Yeah. That is why we are now announcing that this is a bullish, very bullish town hall, because we are now ready to take on the developers worldwide. There are approximately 450,000 developers out there, and those are the ones that needs our technology to address this new amazing Web3 market. And different macro factors right now actually makes them in very high demand for our services. So we could not have been in a better timing than right now. So this is very bullish. Yeah. We have already gotten feedback from various experts in the market, and they truly say that we have something unique. The way the developers have designed our investor platform with this amazing handling of multiple asset classes, not only real estate, but later also commodities and IP rights and others. This whole innovation and the way we so easily now can add features to cover any need of the developers, it's truly revolutionary. And this is why I'm all in myself. 95% of my time now is on closing the developers, and I have a great team helping. AJ will tell more about him also coming here to Dubai and helping out. But there's a lot of things going on, and we are not sitting still. Yeah. So with that, I will hand over the mic to Mike. And yeah, please go ahead, Mike.
Sorry, I was muted. So for everyone who just joined and who's still joining the town hall here, I think what was just said by Kevin here is that he's been in Dubai all the last month almost, and been close in the market with developers, with the right groups, with the right partnership opportunities. And they have seen what we built, and they're looking at it and saying, this is groundbreaking. The investor platform is accepting multiple asset classes Fundraising will be easily possible on both crypto or other blockchain assets like stable tokens and other assets. We will also be able to take fiat in the future, bank transfers, or other things like that. So the fact that we are accepting any asset currency makes it possible for anyone in the world to invest in any asset class. This was the ultimate goal of the whole RWA Inc. purpose, was to make it possible for anyone to invest in anything. And now we're taking those first steps into it. So this is truly exciting, and we're seeing some really, really excited, setup, even with the big institutional developers. So a lot more to come on this. We can't explain everything yet, but keep updated on this as we get further into the market. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole thing on this slide because we've seen this before. 4 things I've done in the ecosystem. The 5th thing is all everybody's like looking to. When is the referral system here? Because I want to refer my friends, my family. I want to refer people in my community. I'm a KOL. I have a lot of people following me. I want to make a part of whatever RWA Inc. is making. And based on our latest discussions with the developers, there is a very high likelihood, and we expect that this is still the case, that the referral system will be coming here in Q3. So this means that there is not a long time left before you will start to be able to earn passive income every time someone invests into a real estate piece, into a commodity, into a crypto project, into an OTC deal, whatever it might be that comes on our platform, you are now a part of that commission. So this is still expected on time, and we'll see that over the next few weeks. Now, for Q3, I'm not going to go through every single line. We did that last time. We went through all of these different ones. But as you can see, a lot of different things have actually been completed. Now, we're very focused on bringing more fundraising to the platform. That is, of course, our biggest take, because this is our passive kind of income set up with the technology, making it possible for us to get commission on every single dollar that's being raised on the platform. We are also focusing on getting more of our clients listed. We cannot give you the exact dates, but it looks like we'll have 2 clients listed over the next 2 weeks, and then we will have a couple more clients listed by the end of this coming month in September. We will get very close to the 10, if not hitting the 10 that we want to list. We also expect to still see those 2 clients going live in September. We did say August earlier, but because of a few reasons, market, requirements and other things, they have now pushed back, and they're looking most likely at September. They will, of course, announce it in their own communities, and we will make sure to tell everybody whenever Backstage and Piggycell are going live. Now, one thing that we actually have spent a lot of time on over the last 2 weeks are the paid ads funnels. Now, paid ads funnels are interesting because they are not short-lived. Now, for example, if we pay a KOL $20,000 for them to make a YouTube video, sure, it will get in front of a lot of people, but after a week, everybody will have forgotten. It will be gone, because that's how it works. You need to keep hitting those KOLs, and it's so expensive to make this happen, which is why we want to partner with the KOLs more through the referral system than just through a paid setup. But the paid ads funnels, if you manage to get X, Meta, Google, and other platforms to work, drive user acquisition, and actually get people excited about the product and the platform, then real demand shows up, real sustainable growth. And this is what we spend a lot of time on, and we'll show you a few numbers further down on this, but everything is looking very interesting, especially because we have $150,000 for marketing over the next 3 months, and we have only spent $16,000 so far. We are going to support an event in Token 2049. Now, I'll explain that a little bit more at the marketing's kind of page, but there is an interesting partner that we will be working with, and we will also be at the Korea blockchain event. So those are some of the marketing pieces that we will keep hammering through into this Q3 to hit all of our targets. We have signed another client, so we're at 3 out of 5, and we expect to sign minimum 2 more in September, because we have a ton of conversations going. Because now we offer not only RWA and DPIN projects in pre-TGE, we also accept AI, quantum, We accept, things like L1s and L2s. We have a ton of different conversations going with very, very interesting projects. And we also have the OTC side now. So very soon you'll see projects that are actually live on the market coming onto our platform at a discounted rate, up to 40 or 50% discounts in some cases. This is how the OTC market works, and this is why you want to be on the RWA Inc. platform. Added to this, we have established contact to minimum 3 out of those 5 developers that we want to speak to, and I'll let AJ in his section talk a little bit more about when those conversations will actually take place. Of course, we are looking at those first OTC investment opportunities, as I said, and we will definitely keep you posted, but be ready because those are the type of deals that could get off the market very quickly. Now, if we talk just quickly on the product, as I said, we have everything in the feature side kind of completed. IDO, private investment, OTC, even the real estate stuff is actually built, and we are ready in a way that we can actually onboard a real estate developer to the platform. Added to this, we have also improved a bunch of different small UI UX experiences. So like the investment flows, some of the different things like wallet connects, that is already done and ready on the staging environment and will be pushed to our production most likely next week. So from next week, the whole Wallet Connect experience will be much better, more improved, and with the newest technology. Added to that, the investor referral system is now 85% completed. And as I said, we expect that still to happen in Q3. Now, if we talk a little bit about that marketing piece, because I think everybody in crypto says, when marketing, like when more marketing, how do we get more awareness? How do we make sure everybody knows us and, buys the token and all of that stuff? And it's totally fair, right? But as I mentioned before, we do not believe in short-lived marketing. We believe in long cycled and very, very effective, sustainable marketing. Because if you start building a brand, start building scalable funnels, you can just add more money to it, and then it just keeps growing. That is what's exciting about the paid ads channels. So that's why we are now focusing very much on Google and X. We've run the first, test over the last few weeks. On Google search, we're able to get at that 6% click-through rate, which is actually a very good click-through rate on Google search. And these are a bit more expensive because those are the type of people who actually search for real-world asset tokenization or tokenized assets or something else like that. So we know we're hitting the perfect buyer or investor that is interested in this stuff. So we just need to get more of these people into the platform. So great kind of click-through rates on the Google search. And now we're focusing on scaling that up, optimizing it more, adding more regions, and really making the effect happen. On the X ad side, we have seen about a 1% click-through rate, and we're seeing that grow from a 0.5% in the beginning, now at 1%, and we want to bring that up to around 2%. Now, what's interesting about that is that the click-through rate is maybe lower, but the cost per click is extremely low on the X ads. So here we can get in front of millions of impressions for fairly small budgets. So imagine when we put $20,000, $30,000 into paid ads every single month, we will be in front of millions of people every single month. And these are not the same people, it's new people over and over again. We will also use retargeting, of course, to hit the same people who've been to the platform, they didn't end up investing. We'll bring them back in again with a new hook, and all of these things will be automated and maximized on scale. So marketing is going in the exact correct direction. We are building a sustainable foundation that will be possible to grow, and that is exciting. Now I'll hand it over to AJ to talk a little bit more about the business impacts in August.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Kevin. There's a really important thing that Kevin brought up at the beginning of the presentation today. We've effectively proven that because of what our product development team has done, which, to be honest, we should talk about them more because, ultimately at our core, we're a product development company, building a SaaS and platform as a service, scalable platform. And we've effectively proven that is working right from kind of the core principles of what we built at the onset. By taking our platform and making it usable in a variety of use cases, this allows for a level of scale that, it just doesn't work if we try to keep building something new for every use case. So, hat tip and huge kudos to our product development team for effectively building something that can scale into multiple use cases on a single core platform. And I think that's super, super important for us, because I personally view, us as a product development, focused business first. Obviously, marketing is an important aspect to grow awareness, which, as Mike mentioned, we are scaling into over the coming months. We've just really started on the digital ad side, and we're going to move into that. But really the bread and butter and the value that we drive as a business comes from our product being robust, usable across, multiple use cases, every geography. And we're starting to see that show now. So that's hugely important. Another piece that Mike brought up is we're bringing the OTC opportunities right to the table. And I think this is really important when you think about cycles, and even just, cycles within the crypto space, because it's so volatile. Obviously there has not been a very strong market over the last, almost 8 months for launching projects. Right. And that's how, we corely make revenue today. But the OTC piece is a really interesting thing, right? Because that then creates some revenue stability when, BTC dominance is high. There is just not a lot of liquidity in the space, and people are looking more at OTC deals, which would be more liquid deals. That is a really important thing for us when we just think about kind of revenue stability over the months and years. So having that, for me is really important because it just kind of balances out the way we can kind of offer our solutions to the market and creates much more stable kind of revenue streams over time. So we're really excited about launching that. And that again goes back to, hey, we built a platform that works for all sorts of different use cases, and we just continue to scale out on what we've built, which just adds value kind of from the bottom up to the entire business. That said, the general market conditions are starting to turn. We've kind of seen that. It's one of those things where people get really excited about it and then you kind of hold your breath. But you are in general seeing Bitcoin dominance drop pretty meaningfully. Total 3, if you look at that in the grand scheme of things, is still very, very low. Even over the 4-year cycle, we're at a pretty low point. So there's a lot of room for improvement there. So we're just excited to see kind of what comes over the next several weeks. Obviously, we have some upcoming launches. So, hopefully our timing is fortunate there. But it does look like it's setting up pretty nicely. As Kevin mentioned, I think Kevin was supposed to be in Dubai for 5 days. We're now approaching 5 weeks. So there's a lot that's been going on over there. As Mike mentioned, I will be joining Kevin in about 2 weeks in the UAE. We've got a whole host of meetings lined up, primarily focused on the real estate side of things because things are moving very quickly there. But that's a huge opportunity. It's a $250 billion market just in Dubai for real estate, and they are leaning in, very aggressively at the regulatory and policy level to make this, a much larger reality. One of the things that the Dubai Land Department has done is effectively reduced the real estate transaction tax by 50% if you do transactions on chain, which is huge because that is the single largest fee that anyone pays when doing a real estate deal in Dubai. So that's really important. So we're really excited about that. I can't talk too much more about, what we've seen here, but basically we're continuing on the token side. The unlocks that dropped by 80% in July, we're continuing to see that, right? We have, 6 million more tokens staked than we did 2 weeks ago. And then, the metric that I like to look at is, the percent of circulating supply which just continued to tick up yet again in just, about the last 2 weeks since we last talked about this. As I mentioned on our last call, we are continuing to consolidate our DEX liquidity. So we moved almost all of our liquidity from Uniswap into Aerodrome on a USDC RWA Inc. pair. The Uniswap pool will be closed completely tomorrow, so it shouldn't have a major impact. We've already seen, pretty much all of the funds flow go into the Aerodrome pools. So we just wanted to give the market the appropriate amount of time to kind of, understand that and respond accordingly, which it has. And then what we will be doing over the next week or so is the wrapped ETH RWA Inc. pool will be completely converted as well. So we will consolidate all of our liquidity. We think that's just generally wise. And it can actually be really challenging when you have all of your liquidity in a bunch of different places, because it really benefits no one except the DEXs themselves, who take their fees, and then slippage and arbitrage bots, right? So we don't want that for anyone, and we're going to all consolidate everything into one place.
Yeah.
Awesome. So thank you, Kevin. Thank you, AJ. I am personally extremely excited about what's going to happen over the next few weeks. The fact that we're now, sending our CFO, our CEO straight into the real estate developer markets and getting them on call with various different people, that is where the whole thing will get really exciting, right? And at the same time, we'll spend a lot of energy scaling, getting those marketing funnels up and running, user acquisition to the top-notch level. And we will also get the referral system in place. So imagine when we have a fully scalable marketing model, we have a real estate model in place, and we have a referral system in place. And this is not too far into the future. We cannot explain the exact dates, but we can tell you it is extremely close. And honestly, it is kind of mind-blowing that we are doing this as some of the first ones in the world. It's not easy, and it's going to be crazy, but it will be extremely fun. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, AJ, for showing us a bit about what you're working on. And I am personally really excited. So thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate the time.